Hello, anybody who's watching this, and welcome to another special. Are they that special if they're in a row of recommendations, recommended videos of mine? Anyway, it is special. It's always going to be special uh, if I'm reacting to recommendations. So thank you again, Tom Vinton, the only person who supports this channel. Uh, and he said that. What did he say? To change, this is going to be a change, well, changing up a bit because this is not in. It's the first video from his recommendation that is not Internet Historian. It is Ordinary Things, and he said, Tom, that uh, it's a friend of Internet Historian, but I can see the at least similar kind of content, similar genre maybe. So yeah, and going off the topic, oh, I forgot to say the name of the video, but this is the reaction to how the USSR collapsed on Soviet TV from Ordinary Things. And interesting choice, thank you, Tom. But USSR collapsed in the end of 1991, and I was born in 1995. By that time, not even by that time on TV, it just because it's not like I watched TV right after I was born. I was sucking my mom's tit. But by the time I was watching TV, by the time I have memory of my earliest days and whatever, everything was settled. So I don't really have an idea what happened on TV. And this is gonna be especially weird because it's coming from somebody who's probably not Russian and didn't actually live through it. So it's what people heard beyond the border. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm very curious about it. Headphones plugged. And before I begin, if you want to recommend me a video, you can leave it in the comments below. And if you want me to get to it straight away or as soon as I can and release it, you can use the donation link in the description below, just like Tom did, and only Tom. Thank you again. I'm gonna thank you again in the end, probably, if I don't forget. Let's do this. I don't know how loud.
Greetings, comrades, and welcome to the Soviet Union.
Sure.
It's 1978, and things are going great. We were the first nation to suffocate a dog in geocentric orbit, and
Yes,
we
we
also
were.
set off the world's largest nuclear weapon. But those glory
Yes, we were.
days are somewhat behind us.
Tsar bomb.
Our vast empire may cover 1/6 of the world's landmass, but most of it is an uninhabitable wasteland.
True.
But hey, what the USSR lacks in beauty spots or arable land, it makes up for in fully automated luxury communism. I hope nothing ever changes. I have a
I hope it
reliable
does.
job working in a collective shoe factory, all the potatoes I could possibly drink, and my first colour TV. It sure beats the old one that I watched through a magnifying glass. I can now
Whoa.
clearly see what's happening across our empire
I've never
of
seen that.
equality, and what our especially equal leaders are up to, and more importantly, what products they deem me worthy of. Because everything is created by state-run industry, nearly every advert is just letting me know about the local availability of certain products. Like this funky ski-themed number, telling me that lemons are here,
Oh,
and they're
biathlon.
fun for the whole family. Or how about this one for our
I actually
only
watched
available
it
brand
when I
of
was a
washing
kid.
detergent? I may never have seen a washing machine before, but now I can thanks to my trusty Ekran television set, and because of our dear leader, Leonid Brezhnev.
Brezhnev, yep.
I haven't seen him a lot on my television lately, and there's
Look at them
rumours that
eyebrows.
he's sick, but I'm sure he's just busy. After all, our brave Soviet troops are currently fighting extremists in Afghanistan, who you might know as the good guys from Rambo 3 or the bad guys from 9/11. I'm sure there'll be no match for our mighty Red Army. I mean, they haven't been stockpiling nuclear weapons and guarding German concrete for nothing, right? Thanks to military overstretch
Well,
and our barely functional factories, we don't have quite as many consumer products as people in the West, and the ones that are produced are usually snatched from the factories by corrupt officials before they even reach the shelves. So the only place that I see many of these products are on TV. Like this bizarrely erotic carpet advert that looks like it was filmed next to a load of sewage runoff.
that's probably a lake. It
In
looks
1982,
actually
I see
quite
Brezhnev
clean.
on my screen again. He's alive and raring to go at our annual October Revolution March, which is confusingly held in November. And then we see Brezhnev again just 3 weeks later at his own funeral. But before his death was announced, the only thing that was on Soviet television was this. A 4-hour loop of Tchaikovsky's Swan Lake. It often gets played
Really?
during times of political instability. That way our brave and intelligent leaders make sure that we get the correct information that they want us to hear. After Brezhnev went up to the great gulag in the sky, we were left with a bunch of leaders that looked about as fresh as the ones that we'd embalmed and put on public display in the 1920s. First comes Yuri Andropov,
No
a
idea
familiar
why.
face, and plus his hairline was comforting, as it was proof that something was recessing worse than our economy. He dies 15 months into his leadership, and then is replaced by the even older Konstantin Chernenko, seen here adopting the T-pose to assert dominance. But then he keels over just 13 months later. By 1985, we needed someone with some fresh blood. We were introduced to the new General Secretary of the Communist Party, the Gremlin in the Kremlin, Mikhail Gorbachev. At a sprightly 56, Gorby is young and his head is covered in ideas. Maybe this guy can change things, if he can get his plans approved by the country's real leaders, the KGB. KGB stands for Komitet Gosterovanoi Bezopastoyi. They are a highly sophisticated secret police.
If anybody cares, actually, I don't know how to translate Komitet to English. This is government safety. Just easy.
They are a highly sophisticated secret police and
You know what? And for some freaks who want it to be pronounced, it's... Wait, how is it? Комитет государственной безопасности. Just FYI.
Pastoyi. They are a highly sophisticated secret police and surveillance network, employing over 500,000 people, including this handsome KGB agent who's currently stationed in East Germany. As well as spying on all of us, the KGB also has a specific department that's job is to ban Western media and foreign influence. But culture has a way of getting in through the cracks.
Yeah, and they
the
still
Soviet
do
Union's
that.
Video work and commercials come from the same place, the satellite state of Estonia. And most of the ads that I'm showing you come from the mind of one crazed Estonian ad director, Harry Egypt. But the thing about Estonia is it's the one place in the Soviet Union where your television can pick up illegal frequencies from Finnish television stations, meaning that television-owning Estonians were some of the few who were able to actually access Western media with any kind of ease. And Harry Egypt was clearly one of these people, because his commie commercials absolutely reek of the insidious influence of Western decadence.
No. That's why it's always Harry Egypt in the bottom. I was wondering.
He was at the local beach picking up models for his increasingly experimental commercials. Like this one, which is inexplicably trying to sell you shoe polish. My brave, my brave, my brave faith. I call your name. My brave, my brave, my brave faith. But he's probably best known in the West for this outrageous ear rape sequence, which is all about advertising the delicious taste of minced chicken carcass.
Oh, that mincer. Fucking flashbacks. This is like the one that can use the helm just made of a
Wasn't that great? And
slab of
perhaps our
iron.
hip young leader Mikhail Gorbachev was watching these commercials when he decided to bring widespread reform to our nation. It was already perfect, and he was about to improve it. The whole of the USSR got a light dusting of democracy, as a few party officials were directly elected for the first time. They don't have much responsibility, but they exist. And this empowers ordinary
still
people to
going
feel like
on.
that they can actually criticize the current system. Not me, of course. I love it. Gorbachev also allows a few foreign firms to set up business in the Soviet Union. And by 1986, I can even see adverts for that dirty capitalist swill water known as Pepsi. But I wouldn't buy it,
Even though it says
could
Pepsi
afford
Cola
it.
on it.
I'd rather just sit back, relax, and watch Russia's longest-running animated show, Well, Just You Wait.
Yes.
In which a chain-smoking
Oh,
wolf
fuck
attempts
yeah.
and fails to devour the same big-eyed bunny. But he's usually outwitted by our nation's superior manufacturing prowess or our honourable secret police. Hey, what's going on?
Why doesn't... I'm in the wrong window. Sorry. That fucking show, that was Russian Tom and Jerry. It was fucking amazing. And they're trying to reboot it now with the young and hip style and all that shit, and it looks horrible. Like it's a Netflix adaptation of some kind. Ah, fuck. But that show, that was amazing. And actually, the things he showed, the police and the other thing, it doesn't happen that often. It's just for a joke in the video, I am assuming. Anyway.
Hey, what's going on?
I don't remember that music, Jesus
An
fuck.
official announcement from the Council of Ministers. There has been an accident at the Chernobyl atomic power station. One of the atomic reactors was damaged. The consequences of the accident are being taken care of.
Huh. Well, that was short. I'm sure they've got everything under control. Back to the ads.
I guess it is still part of the USSR. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, come on, that one was good. 3 days later, we're told that everything's under control, and that foreign reports of the death count have been greatly exaggerated. See? Nothing to worry about. The lesson here is that you can solve any problem if you throw enough helicopters and human suffering at it.
The level of the radiation in the area of the power station and the immediately adjacent area still remains dangerous to the health of people. The highest priority task right now is to eliminate the consequences of the accident.
Huh. You know, I'm starting to think these fuckers are lying to me. The Chernobyl disaster really undermined confidence in the Soviet Union, both internally and externally. On top of that, we're still fighting in Afghanistan. Apparently, someone armed those extremists with a bargain bucket of anti-aircraft missiles. And now I think about it generally, this whole communism thing is starting to look a little creaky. I watch commercials for cars and speedboats that I'll never be able to afford. I don't really feel like going to work, and a lot of people agree with me. I'd rather just sit back and watch TV. And there I can see that some of my countrymen are being a bit more proactive. Because, I mean, if you're not working, I guess you might as well be protesting. There are strikes and demonstrations across the Soviet Union, especially in the Baltic states like Estonia. But unlike our previous leaders, Gorby isn't as enthusiastic about transforming protesters into a cloud of pink mist. With uprisings going conspicuously uncrushed, people are emboldened. On TV, I even get to see someone directly heckle Gorbachev. Yo, fuck 12, fuck the KGB. And I'm also seeing a lot more of this guy, a barely functional alcoholic known as Boris Yeltsin, who now holds public office in Moscow. He doesn't have much real power, but that's probably a good thing because he's always about 2 bottles deep. But I like what this Boris has to say, and so do a lot of people, including these guys. In the same year that the USSR triumphantly retreated from Afghanistan, it also shrewdly decided to let protesters tear down the Berlin Wall. And we're all pretty much glad to see it go. That thing was an eyesore. It was also really expensive to run. And, you know, freedom, openness, blah, 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 whatever. After being drip-fed capitalism for the better part of a decade, we were ready for the all-you-can-eat buffet. Moscow got its first McDonald's in 1990, and it drew crowds that we hadn't seen since that morning's breadline. But the boys over at the KGB weren't as excited about all these reforms. They started seeing their central power getting sapped away, and they blamed Gorbachev. Hey, and maybe they had a point. Maybe we were all a little overstimulated from all these new products, and to be honest, that chicken advert probably didn't help. Maybe what we all needed was another continuous loop of Swan Lake. This is what is playing on every television in the Soviet Union, as the KGB and the Red Army do what Russia does best. A good old-fashioned coup. They join forces specifically to take us back to the glory days of gulags and gout. When the news returns, Gorbachev is nowhere to be seen, and it's pretty difficult for the newsreaders to pretend everything is normal when there are hundreds of tanks rolling on Red Square.
Should have said in advance, I'm very shit with history. I barely passed it in school, because I just don't care about the past that much. So I hear this pretty much for the first time.
When our new leaders show themselves, they look like a bunch of grey-suited clones. They tell us that Gorby has come down with a nasty case of flu. No one takes these people seriously. They're anonymous. They're nobodies. I haven't seen them on my TV before, but I have seen this guy. On the day of the coup, Boris Yeltsin sobered up for long enough to jump on a tank in Red Square and give a rousing speech. He calls for an open-ended general strike to protest the coup, which suited me because I stopped going to work years ago. Just 3 days later, the coup fails. Gorbachev is back and he's appearing alongside Yeltsin. But everything is different now. The center cannot hold. On Christmas Day 1991, it's over. Despite all his reforms, Mikhail Gorbachev resigns from office in disgrace. But he does get to live every underappreciated worker's dream and set fire to the whole place on his way out. He announces the dissolution of the Soviet Union and the rise of the Russian Federation. The Soviet flag is lowered.
Oh, I was thinking, like, he said Christmas Day of 1991, and I thought, that didn't happen in January, that happened in December. But yeah, Russia doesn't celebrate Christmas in December, but this did happen on 25th, 26th of December of 1991. So, and even though I said I'm shit with history and I'm saying dates perfectly now, it's because I googled it, because I thought that happened in 1992, and I didn't want to be an ass.
From the Kremlin for the last time. I watched this ritual on TV.
So just technically it wasn't a Christmas day.
To outlive the country you were born into. Like watching the walls of your childhood bedroom dissolve into air. Surely, after this, nothing can be the same. Greetings, fellow capitalist pigs. Welcome to the Russian Federation. It's 1998 and things are going great. Our currency might be worthless, but we're propping up our economy by pumping dinosaur sauce out of Siberia and dumping guns off the coast of Liberia. I haven't been seeing much of our brave president Boris Yeltsin on TV recently. There's rumours that he's sick, but I'm sure he's just busy. The last time I saw him, he was getting loaded with some American pervert. Even the KGB got into the capitalist swing of things. Doing a successful rebrand in the mid-90s, they're now known as the FSB and are led by this guy. What's his name? Wait, actually, he's Prime Minister now. But life moves pretty fast in capitalist Russia. We've now got more luxury brands than you can shake a stick at. Only the oligarchs can afford them, but at least I can see them on my new Japanese TV. And I can see commercials for American businesses like Pizza Hut. But I'll admit, I do have some nostalgia.
Samsung was more popular brand in Russia.
Wait a minute, is that Gorby? It's you! Wow, life is good.
Oh yeah, he was an
advertisement.
advertiser.
Possibly want.
Yeah.
I hope nothing ever changes. Thanks for watching. This one was really fun to put together. I'd also just like to give a quick shout out to all my patrons. You guys are the best. Do svidaniya and bye bye.
Okay, so that was a good video. That, well, it was well put together to show the events that happened towards. Shut up, phone. Pretty much what brought the end of USSR, like the Chernobyl disaster and the Afghanistan war, ending in weird. The whole war was weird. What else was there? I already forgot. But it's a good video, well put together, and except for the moment when he said on Christmas Day, which is not celebrated in Russia. That's like, I don't know why it put me off so much. It just stuck in my head now. because yeah, there is a Christian Christmas we celebrate on. I always thought on 8th of January, but then I realized it was on 7th, so I kind of got the Mandela effect kind of situation. I think it's 7th of January when we celebrate Christmas, but we don't celebrate it as much as people celebrate Christmas on 25th of December. We celebrate New Year's like that with the Christmas trees and the booze and the presents. All that shit happens on, well, 31st of December and 1st of January. But and it's just like nothing, the Christmas. It's more of a religious one, so people don't really celebrate that. People just usually, some people celebrate it starting in the end of December and going all the way to like 10th of January, just drinking daily because those are days off. Around about 2 weeks of nowadays. What am I talking about already? Video about USSR and I'm talking about Christmas. Fuck's sake. It's been 3 months since Christmas. Shut up. 2 months. But yes. Thank you again, Tom Winton. Sorry, my mouth is dry and I didn't fill up my fucking water bottle, which I'll do now. But thank you again, Tom Winton, for recommending this video and paying me for it. And thank you anybody else who watched this as well. So I hope to see you next time, everybody, not just Tom, but also Tom. Anyway, goodbye. Have a great life, because one of us has to. До свидания.